Accessible evacuation of people with disabilities and the elderly during an emergency. A guide for evacuation teams. People with disabilities represent around 15% of the world's population, and around 9% of the world's population is elderly. There are people with visible disabilities and invisible disabilities. People with physical disabilities, visual disabilities, hearing disabilities, mental disabilities, cognitive disabilities, and communicational disabilities. During an emergency, such as a war, natural disaster, or fire, many people have to leave their homes. Before evacuating people with disabilities and the elderly from their homes during an emergency, make contact with them and collect important information to ensure an accessible and safe evacuation. Ask for details such as names, telephone numbers, address, the most convenient way to evacuate them, and what equipment they need to take with them. Check medical information and accessibility requirements for their accommodations. Check that the evacuation route meets the person with disabilities' needs. Inform the destination about the people who will arrive and their accessibility needs. Before heading out for an evacuation, check that you have all of the equipment needed for an accessible evacuation. The equipment needed for an accessible evacuation may include an evacuation chair, an evacuation sling, an erasable board and a marker, a foldable stretcher, a helmet, a first aid kit, and an oxygen tank. Explain all the evacuation stages slowly and patiently, and ask which form of evacuation is best for them. Make sure that the person takes all of the personal and medical equipment they need for traveling and relocating at a safe place. Evacuate the people in as safe, respectful, and accessible a manner as possible. When evacuating a person with a physical disability, use the evacuation equipment in a careful and respectful manner. When evacuating a person with hearing or speech disabilities, communicate with them via writing or sign language. When evacuating a person with a vision disability, ask how to guide them and describe the environment. When you arrive at the destination, give the team there all of the information about the people's accessibility needs. Keep the information about the people you evacuate in case it will be needed to assist in returning them home. Stay in touch with people who choose to or who must stay home. Continue to assist them by providing them with aid, food, and medication in an accessible way. It is important to address accessibility during an emergency so that no one gets left behind. Good luck!